วัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Be My Guest and you're with me สดชื่นลิมเกรียงไกร In today's episode we will be talking about Chulalongkorn's Centenary Park. How is it special and what does it have to offer? Let's find out with our special guests today. In today's episode, we are joined by Assistant Professor Dr. Pirongrong Ramasood, Vice President for Social Outreach and Global Engagement, as well as Assistant Professor Dr. Jittisak Thammaporn Pilad, Assistant to President for Property Management. สวัสดีค่ะ Thank you for joining us today. First of all, let me ask you to explain to us about the background of the park.
Okay, it's a long story. Actually, the park evolves from this long-held policy of the university to aspire to become a green university.
Okay.
Although we have this very well-endowed land bestowed upon us from a long time ago, which is located in the heart of the city, flanked by all these major thoroughfares. The university still holds this policy to protect the environment and to improve the ecological system of the city. So as part of that, to become the green university, we have this master plan to allot this part of the land to become a green axe for the university. And we have other plans, to develop the green axe, but we are limited by all this other land developments, pre-existing land developments.
I see.
So this is the only available plot of land where we could develop this green axe. And I don't know if you know, but we have a very good record of being a green university. In the year 2016, we were ranked first for Asian University, Asian-wide, on the Green University Index, Matrix Index.
I see. Definitely a great thing to have as part of the university here. So how big is this park?
It occupies about 28 rai or about 11.5 acre of land.
Okay.
And it's, as you could see, it's flanked by major roads. It connects, we have a road that runs along the park, which connect to two major thoroughfares, Rama 1st and Rama 4th.
I see.
Yeah, and there are two soys, soy July 5 and July.
Before is July 5, and the garden, the park is connect from July 9 and Batatok.
Okay, so actually spans 3 different soys. You can
So
call
it's
it
like
small
all
roads.
over basically, like around the park there is roads basically.
Right.
I see.
Yeah, and the road that runs along that connects Rama 1st and Rama 5th. Rama 4th. Also, it's a leafy road. You can see because the road is flanked by all these trees and there are bike lanes.
I see.
That people could enjoy.
I see. So what about the concept of the park? Can you explain to us a little bit about the concept?
In fact, we can call this park like urban forestry,
I see.
which means that in this park, in the future, we will not have to pay the maintenance cost for the water, for the tree, for the fertilizer, because the garden and the tree in this park will maintain itself.
Oh, like an ecosystem basically in itself.
Yes.
I see.
And we try to choose the local plant that can fight the disease or the insect. We don't use the foreigner plant that maybe we have to take care of them. They are too sensitive for this weather.
I see. So everything is very local, even the trees, the plants, the flowers, I see. So how long will it actually, the ecosystem starts to develop itself? How long would it take?
Actually, I'm not sure because we don't know.
I see.
But
Depends on a lot of other factors.
Yes. But the architect tried to tell that maybe in 5 or 8 years,
Okay.
ecosystem will be complete.
I see. So that's not actually very long, to be honest. It might sound long, but it's not really long to have a whole ecosystem working 5 to 8 years. It's
Yes.
quite quick.
Yes.
So is this park, how long did the idea of this park started and then implemented? How long did it take to, become this park?
Policy-wise, I think it began back with the other administration before we came in.
I see.
Professor Jitisak and myself joined the admin team last year.
Okay.
But this was the idea, the brainchild of the former admin team.
I see.
So, other than the fact that they wanted to become a greenery, a green forest, an urban green forest where, people in the urban area could access this lovely environment. They also have another social aspect to it. It's like a payback. It's a tribute back to the community surrounding us. We have come under a lot of criticism, for expropriating land for this and that. But this 28 right of land in the heart of the city is valueless.
Yes, of course.
It's valueless and it's invaluable in that sense. So
Definitely.
To give this, and it's not only the price of the land, but also all the expenses, all the design concept, all the endeavors that went into develop the park, is all for the community. We don't get anything from it. We also have to do the maintenance and everything else. And so this is a tribute back to the community surrounding us. And as we will talk about all the functions of the park later on, you'll see that the design concept is not only the ecological, the environmental system, but also in terms of it's an open space for learning to the community and the surrounding society as well.
I see. So other than the park itself, there is some other activities as well?
Definitely. Yeah.
I see.
Apart from the ecological design aspect, which Professor Jitisak would be more keen to talk about, it's also, I would call it, it's a play space. It's a new play space, for children and adults alike.
I see.
Especially in the urban area of Bangkok, which is, this creative and play space is really missing. Everywhere you look, you only see like shopping malls.
It's a concrete jungle, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah, right. Yeah, so this opens up a new play space, other than being a publicly accessible park where nobody have to pay to get in. There is also a wide variety of design space where people could participate in all kinds of activities, learning activities.
I see.
We have a virtual library right
You
here.
have a library as well?
Yeah, virtual digital library where people could get access to all kinds of digital archives and resources. And we also have an exhibition hall, which would carry different socially engaging topics.
So it's a rotate.
Yeah, it rotates. Yeah, right now it's very lifelike. It's virtual. You can call it. It's like a virtual museum.
I see.
And but keep rotating.
Yeah.
Right now the exhibition has to do with the late King, King Bhumibol Adulyadej Rama IX.
I see.
Yeah, about his life and his work and his dedication to his people.
I see. Well, definitely this part, you wouldn't expect it here. Like once you walk in, you wouldn't expect, oh wow, this is like a different place. Like you would think you're in somewhere else, not in the middle of the city, definitely.
Right.
So well, now we take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll talk about the functions of the park.
Okay, sure.
Welcome back to the program. So now we have entered our second break. As we already talked about a little bit about the background of the park, so now let's talk about the functions of the park. So can you tell us what are the functions available here at the park?
Well, first of all, since it's a university park, as its name suggests, the Chulalongkorn University Centenary Park, one of the main functions is learning. So as the park is designed, part of the park is designed as an outdoor classroom.
I
And
see.
you probably wonder what is an outdoor classroom. As I was told by the designer, the area outside outside where we're sitting now, there will be like 8 pocket space
Okay.
where youngsters or even adult learners from university, undergraduate or graduate
Okay.
level could engage in a natural setting of learning.
I see.
Instead of thinking inside the box or learning in the box as a normal classroom, they could become integrated with the natural environment, and all this is also propelled further, for learning by Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is very strong, so
Okay.
you can actually, learn amidst all this greenery,
Okay.
and with Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So this is the outside classroom.
Sounds like an ideal place.
Yeah, and the youngsters could also learn from all kind of recreational activities, provided by the facilities, as well as learn from the different traditional herbs
Yes,
and
Oh,
trees.
okay. So in each like tree or plants, there is a description available as well.
Yes.
I
yes.
see.
And auspiciously, many of the trees were planted by Her Royal Highness Princess Mahajagri Surintan on the
Okay.
occasion of the opening ceremony.
Okay.
So and each tree was actually incubated, before in at her palace.
I see.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
I mean, each one is handpicked, and homegrown, as you could call
I
it,
see.
at the Sapatum Palace, and brought here by her Royal Highness herself.
That makes it very special,
Very
actually.
special, very special, and each one has like a history, and she handpicked it so that
Wow.
it fits to the tropical climate that of the self sustaining concept of the garden.
I
of the,
see.
yeah,
So you
the
can
park
say that
here.
she has a part in this as well, like
Oh, yes,
helping to pick the plants and even
Yes.
help with the opening ceremony.
Right. Yeah, from the very beginning, I think the former administration had spoken to Her Royal Highness and she expressed support for the building of the park. So she was part of the thinker behind the conception of the park from the very beginning.
I see. That is great. I wouldn't know that. I'm sure that many people would appreciate it more knowing that fact as well. What about other different areas? Is there more areas? Like maybe I've seen on the description of the park that there's a wetland area as well. So can you tell us how does it work?
Okay, the wetland is specially designed.
In fact, every park in the city
Yeah.
has a problem about water.
Yes.
We have to pay the cost of the water to maintain the tree in the park. Very enormous.
high.
Of course.
High price. But in this park, we have wetland system to manage the water system in this park.
I see.
So in the rainy seasons, when there's too much water, maybe the surface run off
see.
water, we try to gather the water in our park as much as possible.
I see.
So in the dry season, we can use this water to maintain all the plant.
I see.
And wetland is one of the part that can not only gather the surface water in the park, but also try to make the water in this park pure.
I
Oh,
see.
okay.
So it purifies the
Yeah.
water as well at the same
Just
time.
as a filtration system.
That's right.
I see. Well, that's very like high tech actually.
Retention as well as filtration.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. What about the rules and regulations of the park? I'm sure that every park they have rules like you cannot bring your pet, you cannot eat inside the park, or things like that. What about the rules and regulations here?
Very relaxed here. isn't
Yes.
it? It's very
Yes.
relaxed
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Yeah, and we try to make it an open and participatory space in the sense that the rules and regulations are very relaxed. You can bring your pets, but you have to clean up after your pet
Well,
as
of
well.
course.
Yeah, so you can bring food, but you have to clean up after you eat. So I mean, it creates a sense of a communal space, where you come in, you also belong, and you also own, a piece
Yeah.
of the park. So
I
you
see.
have to help take care of it together.
I see. So it's great to hear that it's pet friendly as well because it's in
yeah.
the middle of the city and it's very convenient for people who owns pets.
We
as
have
well.
200 space parking 200 car.
Yes.
That adds more to the
Yeah,
convenience
right,
aspect.
yeah,
of it.
underground parking
Underground
as well.
I see. So is it free to the public, or is there an entrance fee or anything like
This
that?
is free.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
what's the opening hours here?
5 hours in the morning till 10.
Okay. Until 10 p.m.?
Yes.
5 a.m. to 10
5
p.m.
5 a.m.
till 10 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great, actually.
Yeah, because you have to
Yes.
accommodate urban people.
Yeah.
Because by the time they get home, it's already 8 p.m.
Yeah, yeah,
They need 2 more
definitely.
hours to walk their dog and everything.
Exactly. So what about, maybe events or, workshops or anything like that? Is there anything here that people can expect?
Okay, well, like I said, right now at the exhibition hall, we have the life and work of His Majesty King
Okay.
Bhumibol exhibit at the moment. But in the future, we have sought collaboration with different entities, including embassies, because we want this to not only to be an urban environment, but
Yeah.
also to be a global environment
I see.
to provide access for people to global culture as well. When we talk about culture, it's not only traditional culture,
Yeah, of
to be
course.
a global culture. So I don't know if you know it, but Chulalongkorn University has a marvelous symphony orchestra and also a band, CU band, Chulalongkorn University band, and choir. And we have all kinds of traditional music as well. So this series of music festival, we have a music hall on the other side, but it's only capable of hosting 200 people. But with this multi-function building, where it's a more open space, and the orchestra, which in itself contain like 80 people, can play.
I
And the
see.
surrounding community can hear. And we've sought collaboration with different embassies, to name but a few. The French, the German, and the Italian have given us a green light to organize a music festival,
wow.
classical music festival, and a cultural fair as well. So throughout the next year, you'll be seeing all this series of events, not only
see.
local but also international.
I see. And it will happen here at
Yeah,
the park.
Italian fair, French fair, La Fête, and possibly,
okay. I-
something from other countries as well.
Sounds fun
Yeah.
and exciting indeed. Well, now we take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll talk more. Welcome back to the program. So now we have entered our last break here. So earlier you mentioned that Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn also had a part with the park as well. So did the park incorporate His Majesty the late King's teachings into the park in any way?
Oh, in almost every way. I think, the very concept of sufficiency economy and his lifetime dedication to alleviating poverty, including creating an inclusive society and his dedication to the water resource management. As you could see, that like 70% of his project has to do with water resource management, are all incorporated in the design concept
I see.
here at
I
this
see.
park.
Can you give some examples of what projects did you, or what kind of idea you implemented here?
Okay, wow. One of the water retention pond is
Yes. It's I think it is, we can call it a monkey cheek project.
Okay.
very similar to the
Similar
gambling.
to-
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And at the retention pond, we also have the Chai Patana area there. But it's not the aerator, it's just aerator light. It's because we use a water bicycle to
That connects to the aerator.
Yes.
A water bicycle?
Yeah, so,
Yes.
So can you elaborate a bit on that?
Well, when you actually exercise, you also treat the water.
So there's
in
a bicycle
in the park. Yeah.
It's a
that
bicycle.
you can go inside and,
Yeah, it's
cycle.
outside. Yeah.
Yes.
I see.
The
So you have a
bicycle that
part in
connects
it
to
as
the
well.
aerator.
I see. How
Yeah.
many do you have, these
Quite a-
bicycles?
Quite a few.
8 or 10.
8. Yeah, to
So you
10.
just jump inside the bike and then you just start cycling and then it just works like that?
Yeah,
Yes.
and you help treat the water in the park.
Oh, that's
That
a fish.
sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And that's good.
Yeah.
And what else? Is there any other, ideas incorporated?
Yeah, like we mentioned about the choice of the trees.
Okay.
Yeah, the choice of the trees. Well, some of them that were handpicked by Her
Yeah.
Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri
Yeah.
Srinthorn are not only tropical trees, but I was told they are of rare species that you could not find in the market these days because she had this incubated in the greenhouse at the Sapatum Palace.
I see.
So I mean, these are like really rare items.
I see.
And also like the rain tree, which is the symbol of Chulalongkorn University. The species that was bestowed
Yes.
to the park are the one that with a special canopy. It could also give more moisture to the surrounding areas
I see.
and create bigger shade and all
I
that.
see.
Yeah.
And it's also a rare species
Very,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So how do you maintain these rare species? Is it different from the normal species?
We need botanists. We need special botanists to do that. And well, we are lucky we have a department of botany
Yeah.
at the Faculty of Science. So
I
we have to
see.
specially recruit them for the job.
I see. Definitely, because you have a lot of plants here.
Right,
I'm
right.
sure that you
Yeah.
would need their help for this,
Yeah.
of course. I see. So,
But I mean, for tropical plants,
Yeah.
it also reflects the idea of sufficiency.
yes.
That which is the main concept that His Late Majesty has been advocating all along. We don't use foreign species of trees. So
Yeah.
the rain tree, for example, are like the homegrown that reflect the sufficiency concept.
I see.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about the relationship between Chulalongkorn University and His Majesty the late King?
Well, for one, our name Chulalongkorn derives from his grandfather. So
Yeah.
I mean the lineage is very clear.
Yeah.
Okay, because this is a royal institution, to say the least. So we have so many royal lineage, and we have been very lucky, very fortunate to have received all kind of patronage and support from the royal family.
I see, I see. And since this park has recently been opened, right, if I'm not wrong, in June, officially opened
Officially,
in June?
yeah. The opening ceremony, which was presided over by Her Royal Highness, was in March, but the official
Yeah, it's in June.
open to public was in June.
So you can say that it's very new. So in terms of, you mentioned earlier that there will be events and cultural events in the future, but what about the plans for the park itself? Is there any plans for further development or new ideas that will be incorporated in the future?
Most definitely, and we're thinking, I think we will develop as we go along, and this will be, according to the late king's concept, it will be the park for all, because one of his ideas, his momentous ideas was everything have to be inclusive for everybody. So we hope that in the future maybe we could set up some kind of committee, where people from different segments of the community who are clients, as you could call clients of the park, would participate and voice their idea as to how they would like to see the park develop. Of course, I mean the university will be a main part of that because
Yeah,
we
of
are
course.
in charge of this. But in the future, we hope for more participation, and because this is a park for all.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
So what's the feedback so far? First, you told us earlier that there was a lot of discrimination and a lot of comments and opinions going on. So
Before.
before. But now, since it's officially opened and it's open to the public, what has been the feedback?
Quite good.
It's good,
Yeah,
positive.
very positive. Yeah, and the surrounding community, I think, are the ones who have benefited directly, and we could see that, like especially for youngsters, because around here, it's like you said, it's a concrete jungle.
Yeah.
And they don't really have any learning space, any play space.
It's only department stores and
right.
cinemas.
And we could see that in, like Ajahn Jitisak here was saying, that because the rules here are very relaxed, so they're defining new rules
Yes.
in the use of the park, and we have already seen like young children like sliding down on cardboard.
Cardboard?
Yeah, on the architectural platform that we designed. So and there's no rule against that.
Yes. We try to adapt the activity.
Yeah.
by
I
their
see.
own.
What about skateboarding? Is it allowed here?
No.
Okay, skateboarding not
And
yet.
that-
It's
and
a
that's
bit too
for-
far.
That's for
That's right.
safety.
Oh, yeah.
That's for
Yeah, of
everybody
course.
else's safety,
I
not
see.
just the players, but also everybody else's.
Yeah, of
It's like you
course.
have a scooter, you have a little car going around in the park, so it's very.
And do you have bicycle lanes in here
Yeah.
as well?
Yes.
I see.
But bicycle we not allowed to buy here in the park.
Inside the park.
But there's bike lane
But
around.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the park is like open just for walking around or maybe running, jogging.
Yes.
Meditation.
Oh, there's meditation
Yeah,
as well.
meditation. Yeah, there's a meditation
No,
space, a
because-
jogging track.
Because we try to have to give a priority for everybody,
I
not
see.
only specific activities
I
like the
see.
bicycle, skateboard, but that's
For
all.
everyone, basically. There's something for everyone.
Yeah,
here.
but bikers can benefit from the route along that connect
Yeah.
Rama First and Rama Fourth. That's the very long route, and there's a huge bike lane.
I see. I see. Well, the last question here. Could you just, tell us a little bit about your feelings towards His Majesty the late King?
Wow. Well, the saddest moment
Yes, of course.
our lives, I think. Yeah, it's a melancholy period.
Yeah.
But we also look back and reminisce with fondness, and also our path from now on will be following his path, all his teachings.
I see. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have here. Thank you so much for joining us today. ขอบคุณค่ะ On the occasion of the 100th anniversary of the establishment of Chulalongkorn University, the Office of the Property Management of Chulalongkorn University has introduced a new approach in land development by allotting a plot of land to the university's commercial zone to create a new green landscape. Chulalongkorn University Centenary Park is a modern and multi-purpose public park in the midst of urban developments that will serve as a much-needed oasis for Bangkokians and the surrounding community who wish to spend quality leisure time in a lush and pleasant environment. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. See you again next time. สวัสดีค่ะ